Well, good evening, everyone. And as you know, my name is Zenzi Sewa, and this is Spiritual Infinity. Today, I'm recording from Slovakia because I'm having a bit of a break. But my guest today is a beautiful, beautiful lady called Queen Michelle. And although she's got an American accent, she's actually in Mexico. And we're talking and comparing times because she's saying to me, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I'm saying, good evening, good evening, good evening, because there is a 7 hour difference. So whereas I'm 5 o'clock, or I'm gone 5 now, in here in Slovakia, London, where Jenny am, it's just gone 4. And where she is in Mexico, it's just gone 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's
And
right.
she's here
That's
to talk about her spiritual journey. So without much ado, I'm going to hand you over to Queen Michelle. Michelle, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you. Yep. And Michelle's my last name. Queen's my first name.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Queen Michelle. Queen D. Michelle, actually.
Queen D. Michelle. So please, I'm giving the platform to you. Let's hear how you made your spiritual connection and the things you went through in your life to get you there.
To get there. That's just it. To get there. How do you get there? How do we get there? Now, here's the thing. For me, I'm a retired elementary and middle school teacher, 27 years. And I retired back in 2015. Now, that first year after retirement, I was doing different little odd jobs and what have you to supplement my pension. Because when I looked at that pension the first time, I was like, oh, well, okay, it'll pay my rent, but that's all it would do. So, okay. I started doing different little side jobs just to kind of supplement, did some online work, did some driving, taxiing type thing, Ubering. And I did that for about a year. And then all of a sudden I said, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to always have to do this. I'm going to always have to work in order to supplement my pension. And I didn't want to work until I was 70, 75 years old saying, welcome to Walmart, because I was out there in the streets with those who were doing that same thing. You see them who've already had a career. And they're working in retail, they're working at the airports, and they're driving. They're out there not because they want to be, they're out there because they have to be. And I started thinking, well, the thought came to me, and I tell you, the universe is perfect, and I can't wait to get off into that. But I'm telling you how I got there.
Yeah.
I came across an article, the top 10 places to retire. And at that time, it was Costa Rica and Panama and Thailand and Mexico, where I could live on my pension and not work. And so I did move to Mexico, to a really beautiful place called Lake Chapala. It's in the state of Jalisco. Mexico has 32 states. And it checked all the boxes for me. Climate, location, expat community. And so after about close to a year of research, I moved to Mexico. I am residente, permanente. I had an extremely soft landing and in Mexico. And that's due to that research. But now here it comes.
Oh.
Here it comes. Here comes the feeling of escaping something, escaping a system, escaping a matrix, because now I had time to really go into me. You understand? To discover me, self-discovery, and me wanted to go hiking. Me wanted to meditate. Me. Go ahead.
I'm putting my hand up there because what I'm getting and this happened in 2019, 2020, when we had COVID, when the whole world was made to stand still. And it made people to stand still, sit back, and it gave people chance to think. Because all along we're like mice going.
Exactly.
So what I'm hearing from you is that when you went to Mexico after doing, all these different jobs to survive, to
Yes.
survive in a way you wanted to, not just on a pension, but a bit extra. So when you moved to Mexico, and then you found that your money could help you just to breathe and relax.
Yes.
And in that moment, it
Yes.
gave you time to think.
Yes. To birth, to
No,
get in contact with my true self.
Yeah.
My true self.
It
And
allowed
in that I became a author, a
Yeah.
blogger, a
Yeah.
creator. I started a brand, Considerations of the Soul. I had a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
I moved to Mexico in 2017. So come 2019, 2020, I'm already in the lane, writing, and I have platforms across, I'm on I have a YouTube channel. I have a brand, Considerations of the Soul. I'm writing a blog called Flowing and Growing because I have discovered, I have awakened. And in the main book, one of my precious books that I wrote was called Traveling Home Together. Now, see, Traveling Home Together will resonate with those who are newly awakened or who are awakening, because when I found myself in this community of just being able to go within, after retiring and truly healing, that's where I moved and began resonating in New Earth. And that's what I started writing about. New Earth. New Earth is not a place, but rather a state of consciousness. Okay. It's a state of consciousness. And the book gently leads a person, like I said, who's just awakening or newly awakened. It leads them within to shine the brightest light on the egoic self. While at the same time introducing you to your soul self. See, and that's why that will resonate with those who are awakening or newly awakened. And it begins with separating or understanding the separation between your soul self. And people say higher selves or, spirit. I call it soul self. Okay. Call it what you will. But let me tell you, if you would, just a small little snippet out of Traveling Home Together. How did this separation even take place? How did it take place? And here it is. There was one voice within when you were first born into this world. It had your undivided attention. As you grew into your humanness, a new voice was introduced through your senses. What you saw, heard, tasted, felt, smelled, drew you more and more into the physical world. And you lost touch with that non-physical connection that your flesh now clothed. You also lost touch with the essence of who you really are as the world took over and the still small voice became smaller. The new stronger voice that grew within and pretty much took over internally was that of your ego. Through programming and conditioning, the ego grew stronger and began running things internally. You attached and identified with the stories you were being told about yourself. Those attachments became your belief systems, which determined how you perceived yourself and the world around you. Those perceptions have become the realities in which you have lived for many years. The true essence of you is just as present within as ego. However, it can remain unheard.
Yeah.
Now, you know how it remains unheard? Just like how we were talking about. It remains unheard because you're too busy on The will. It's set up so
Yeah.
that you stay busy. It's
Thank
set up
you.
so that you give yourself over. I during that like I said, as a writer, blogger, author, I wrote a book aside from traveling home together. It was called 52 Insights for Living New Earth Now. Now, here's the thing. While living in Mexico, I was getting ready to do an 8-month workshop. Okay. And it was going to be called The Soul's Journey. And I had called in the gurus from around the lake, a guru in meditation, one in art, one in movement. And every third Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., we were going to workshop them through a journey, within. But I got a call and I had to return to the States to care for my parents. Pop was 99 with dementia. Mom was in her mid 80s with her own set of issues. So all that 52 insights for living New Earth Now, I put that down. Still had the book, but I put it down. Now, I tell you again, the universe is perfect. And once you are in alignment, and once you are connected, and once you are being led, guided, and directed from within out, you hear that small voice say, go right, go left, talk to her, call him, be quiet, sit down, stand up, turn the corner. It's being led, guided, and directed by your soul self that already knows. Your soul knows the path of least resistance, your purpose here, and how to move and navigate within the matrix, within that 3D dimension, which is the matrix, which is the system. Okay. So while back home, in Detroit, Michigan, taking care of my parents, they've since passed away within 10 months of each other. I am back in Mexico. But while I was there, because of being connected and aligned, that 52 insights for living New Earth Now, it became 52 insights for Gen Alpha, a conscious curriculum. And it came about very easily. Gave the book to my niece for her birthday. She said, wow, this would be great for high school. I thought, oh, wow, that would be, hey, yeah, you're right. That mean, it was just sitting there, right? All this gold. And then another relative said, oh, no, that would be perfect for middle school. But here I am, disconnected, 10 years, been retired. Who is middle school in this moment? Who are they? And deep dive into Generation Alpha. Just a little bit about Generation Alpha. Generation Alpha was born between 2010 and 2024. The oldest of that generation just turned 13 last year. Your granddaughter is Generation Alpha. They are the children of the millennials and some of the X's who got in there late. They are the first generation to be born fully in the 21st century. That means, dear one, that they've been clicking and swiping since infancy. They will be the largest generation in the history of the world, and they are responsible for the conscious evolution of humanity.
Yes.
Okay, so just taking that deep dive into Gen Alpha, that's why 52 Insights for Living New Earth became 52 Insights for Gen Alpha, a conscious curriculum. And my soul self, being led, guided, and directed, said that book and all that work I did in Mexico was never for the audience I intended it for. It was always for Generation Alpha. You feel me? So the very first quote, and the curriculum is made up of, I say 52 insights. Well, it's 52 original quotes from my books, from my videos, from meditation. I put out an original quote across my platforms every Thursday for a year straight. And then I brought those 52 together, quotes
Yes.
together in one presentation. And
Yes.
the curriculum is basically a lesson plan that goes along with the quote that takes them into a deeper dive of that particular quote. Listen to this first quote, the very first one out of the curriculum.
I was
52
actually going to ask you to, if you could say
Yeah,
one of the.
okay, and I'm gonna have to tell you what's going on with this curriculum right now. But let me tell you the first quote out of it. The matrix cares not of the quality and purpose of your life here, but only of the quantity and how much you can give over to the system. You owe no one or no thing your life. Now let's deep dive, into that. This, and that's just one of 52, conscious curriculum. And basically what it does, it's a mindfulness. It brings them into self-awareness through activities and practices that promote self-awareness, mindfulness, relationship skills, conscious decision making, self-management, and social awareness. Okay, that the curriculum takes them through that. So I'm kind of taking it up under the guise of social emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Within the school system. That's the only way I can get it in there, right?
Yes.
Because there is a framework for social and emotional intelligence within school systems, and it's actually lacking. So this curriculum is needed, impactful, and I piloted this curriculum in 2 middle schools last year in Detroit while I was still there. And I'm going to tell you where I'm at with it. Now I'm going to answer your question and then tell you where the curriculum is at.
Why I'm smiling so much is because I had a guest a couple of some weeks ago, and it's coming up now, and I'm so happy. And I'm so happy for you to be on my program. It's the same thing. And this is so very much important that we need to realize that for the age we're going forward and the times that we're facing, and our awareness needs to be aware that our school system is not providing the proper teaching for our youths and children now to govern the world of tomorrow. It was only the system we have was there to continue to keep workers and slaves, not to empower us with the knowledge and the equipment that we have. And by that saying, we are all children of the Creator. So our brain power is powerful beyond our wildest imagination, and we've never been taught properly. So now you're coming out with these sayings, and you're making our children to really be aware and starting to teach them to understand. And my other guest was the same thing, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Well, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you this. So I pilot this curriculum right last year in 2 middle school. It was tough just even trying to get it in. Trying to get a school to let me in, but they did let me in. And boy, did I learn something. And here's what I learned. Number one, unconscious can't teach consciousness.
Thank you. How?
Again, unconscious can't teach consciousness. So this goal inside of an unconscious individual, it's not going to get across to. That was the first thing that came to my understanding. I get it, So that's why I'm moving now inside the social and emotional intelligence framework, because this inside regular teachers, unconscious cannot teach consciousness. The second thing is that in order for this to be marketable and consumable for its target audience, I am now taking a class out of San Diego University. It's a 12-week course that is teaching me how to integrate AI into the curriculum in order to make it marketable and consumable for its target audience. So I'm learning about a software system called adaptive learning. And adaptive learning will then take them take through a test of sorts, personality test, okay? Because they are a different breed. They are a different breed. And the adaptive learning software is innovative, is cutting edge, is a methodology which aims to personalize by developing learning paths, or what I would like to call internal journeys for students in real time. Internal journeys. See, they have nothing, there's no balance of all the external. Like I said, they've been swiping and clicking since infancy. But so no internal journey has taken place. But we can call it a learning path, but I'm calling it an internal journey. This is the journey that was developed, but now it's for them. So I'm in class right now. 52 Insights will promote a self-directed internal. That's the balance that's lacking. Learning path inward. You know, they're going to take it inward.
Because you have to change what is inside.
Exactly. Journey through personalized lessons from the curriculum. But according to the Myers-Briggs type indicator theory, which assesses personality of an individual and suggests that each person is unique in their own self. Therefore, they will take their own unique SEL, social emotional journey, internally. Now, not that character education fluff and stuff.
Let me just stop you there. Let me just stop you there. Let me just break that down for all those people who are listening. From what I understand, and tell me if I'm correct.
Okay.
What you're doing is taking what you have, learning how to adapt it in AI, and then taking AI to then, when your students come, AI will then give a test to the student to understand what is internal in the student and how they're thinking, so that they're thinking now, when AI understands the student's thinking and AI knows what your program is, AI then will adapt your program in such a way that the student can now understand and take in what your program is saying. Because you're absolutely right, we are all different. We're not all the same. So in the area of AI, and people think AI is bad, it's not. If you can understand it and use it wisely, AI can then look at the individual, see the lefts and the rights and the turns and boop,
and take them on that journey
with
a
your
personalized learning path, but a personalized internal journey for them to meet. You are absolutely dead on, man. Man, that is exactly.
So
so right now I'm in class, I'm learning. I'll be finished with the course the end of this year. The content is already there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping out the gate, come the new year, out the gate, I got ed tech companies. I envision, because visualization is very important to manifestation. I envision them bidding for this cutting edge, innovative curriculum, because it's needed. It is so needed, because all these teachers do all day long is put out fires. All they do, that they just put out fires.
I'm telling you now, but and I don't need to warn you, there are those who will want it to enhance human lives, and there are those who won't want it because they want to keep us where we are. So you are going to have a bit of a tuggle, but because you're connected, it will take where it's supposed to be.
Exactly, because
we are fighting a battle right here on this earth.
I am
to get human beings into the right field, and there are those who don't want us in that field.
That's my purpose. That is my purpose. I am a light worker, a way shower, a frequency code holder, and a new earth representative. That is my purpose. And how wonderful for me that I was able to take my skill set, a retired teacher, you know what I'm saying, 27 years, and then bring that awakening into it, create this. And then and my soul self said it was never for the audience that you had intended it for. It was for them. Now let's get busy. Yeah, and it was able to get me in the door. I was able to pilot it, and then it said, okay, now you need AI. Let's go. Put the course in front of my face. I mean, I know that all this work was not done just to sit and not be heard by the people. I have a 7-year-old grandson. He's Gen Alpha, and it's my heart's desire that when he gets to where he's in middle and high school, that this he will come across his grandmother's curriculum in some way, shape, or form. And this can also be, there's someone out there who's a light worker, way shower, frequency code holder, who's going to take this material and modify it and take it down even further. For kinder, first, second. This is something that can, the words, and the idea, it can be modified so that, but that wasn't my job. My job wasn't to modify. That's somebody else who's going to do that. I'm planting seeds and watering plants for New Earth Living. I know my position, and I'm playing it.
And you know something? It's so wonderful because you, as you say, you're a retired school teacher, and so you're of that generation, and I'm of that generation, even higher up. And it's now taken some of us the excitement to not shun away from AI, but to understand it and go. And I'm so grateful for my son who is into all the technology, and he's out with AI because I'm writing children's books. Can you imagine? And I'm having to use AI and to do the characters that I didn't think I'd be able to do. I've been going through a journey for the last year, and it's fantastic.
Having fun, aren't you? On the playground, on the New Earth playground, having fun.
And it is about understanding how to use AI. Yes, AI can run wild and be dangerous, but so is a knife.
And here's the thing:
in the hand of a carver, of a creator, it's beautiful. In the hand,
knife in the hand of a criminal is something else. And here's the thing: Gen Alpha is already they're on platforms, and they're in spaces that that are away from parental influence. They are in platforms and in spaces that their parents don't even understand. We're not going where they're going, but I believe that we can put the tools necessary in their hands for them to navigate their world.
That's right.
We can put the tools in their hands for them to navigate. We're not going, but they are. And let's put those tools in their hands, and I'm very passionate about that. Them understanding that the external from the internal. I'm going to read another passage from the book, if you don't mind, as it relates to
ego. Please go ahead. Please,
as it relates to
you're going to give us the names of those books and everything. Anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to tell you where you can definitely find them. All right. So it says, what is ego? It is who you believe you are. Most believe, as I did, that the thinking self is who we are. That thinking self is ego. Our ego grew as our thoughts and beliefs were downloaded in us during our formative years. It feels normal to operate and function from our ego, as it does serve a general purpose, but it's not the general. Our ego is a built-in defense system, that whole fight or flight system. It's a thought producer and processor. It shelves our biases, perceptions, and preferences unique to the experiences we've had. But the ego grew as we strengthened, fed, and relied on it far too much. Finally, we came to believe we were that system, producer, processor. The ego is quite satisfied with its seemingly perfect, permanent role as the driver of the vessel that is you. Ego continually replays the thought patterns that put it in the front seat position and you asleep and separated from the truth of who you truly are. Ego loves its position and will fight to stay, but it has overstepped its purpose and needs to be put back in its place, back seat, where it may still serve, but under your command.
That is so beautiful. That and I love when it says be put back in its place.
Back seat, where it can serve. It will still serve
when it's necessary. But it came from the back in the front, and it has to realize it's not supposed to be in the front. It's supposed to be.
But it's in the front. No, but it's in. It won't. It's supposed to be in the front, but it's going to stay there. And see, that's that conditioning and programming. And the only way that we can put ego back in the back seat, serving its general purpose, because it's not the general, is to align with, meet, be led, guided, and directed by our soul self. Now, how do you meet your soul self? How do you meet? How did you meet your soul self? Because I didn't meet my soul self and not truly meet my soul self. And I was born and bred Baptist. You know, I say Baptist bred, Baptist dead. You know, I went through that whole traditional church, God sits on high and looks down low, type of mentality. But again, as I journey through life, certain things just didn't add up for me. Just never added up. Just never added up. Just never added up. Just, and this was my journey. So when one can go inside, and they say, how do you go inside? Well, like you're visiting your daughter. When my daughter had my grandson, I went to stay with her for 2 months to help her and her husband, with the new baby. And I had a lot of time on my hand. And I came across a 21-day challenge. I think Oprah and Deepak was doing this 21-day meditation challenge, and I had time on my hand, so when I wasn't caring for the baby, because I was letting the family bond and what have you. So I took that 21-day challenge, and those were guided meditations that you were taking on for 21 days straight. Now, after the 21 days straight was over, I still wanted to go within. I said it was something about that 21 days of going within. They say you do anything for 21 days straight, it can become habit. Yeah. So now what do? I want to go in, but they over. So there are so many apps and YouTube videos and things out of guided meditations. And again, the universe is perfect and your soul self is waiting on you. So the soul self gonna lead you to what? That one. And I came across YouTube that guided meditation. Because here's the thing, nobody can just start meditating. It's just impossible. The ego is too wired up front. It's in that front seat, music blasted, and ain't nowhere in the world you can just, I'm gonna meditate. No, you gotta be guided. You truly have to be guided inward. And then once the hand is removed, and once you in there, your soul self got you now, and it'll pull you on in all the way. And now you're seated, being loved, supported, taught, led, guided, directed, protected by your higher selves, or your like I call your soul self. So I came across this YouTube video called Meet Your Higher Self. I'll never forget, it was something called Meet Your Higher Self. I went in guided meditation, but man, that baby took me right to, it was almost like that particular guided meditation. Now, I guess after being prepped for 21 days, that particular guided meditation handed me off to my soul self. It was like that. There it is. And the soul self. Thank you. I got her. And
I
from
got it.
then on,
You brought it this time. I got a hold of her now.
yeah, soul self. I got her. And from then on, I meditate. I take myself in. I hold, and I hold counsel with, and I get led, guided, and directed. Like I say, I live my life from within out. In other words, I live new earth. Now I live in that fifth dimension. Yes, I'm here physically, but I live, move, and have my beingness within a state of consciousness that is that of new earth. That is that of. But in order to, once you get there, you can't just say, "Hey, I'm here." No, there's a frequency, there's a bandwidth that one must maintain in order to reside, in order to resonate in that state of consciousness, to reside in new earth. And that's there are practices and exercises and things that one must do to maintain, and meditation is definitely one of them. I check in every morning, have to, because that's where I live. That's where I resonate. That's where I reside, So that's, I would tell anyone who is newly awakened or awakening. There is a shift in consciousness that is taking place with you, and with this book, Traveling Home Together, I literally had to make a workbook to kind of go along with it, with those practices, with those exercises, with those things that'll keep that bandwidth,
keep that frequency going,
keep that frequency, that bandwidth for residing in new earth.
Wonderful. It's so lovely when we come together as light workers and we're talking, and we're resonating.
Yes.
And people are saying yes, because the world is waking up. People are speaking up. People are looking. And I think we're in a time where things were pushed so far, so quickly, it shook us awake. And it wasn't supposed to. I get it was. Because the Creator knew it would.
Because we're evolving. Consciousness will evolve.
We are in that kind of evolving. That humankind is evolving, and we are looking, and we are understanding, and we are now pushing back. And it's needed.
And that's me leaving the States was a pushback. Me saying, "Hey, wait a minute, I don't want to work until I can't work anymore and then live substandardly because I'm not working." And here's the deal. Had I done that, because I could have stayed on the wheel, easily just felt, stayed on the wheel, but I would have only been working to pay bills. There would be no weekend getaways. There would be no fine dining. There would be no concerts. I would work, pay bills. Work, pay bills, and just have these little bitty little crumbs of, oh, I did this, I went to the movies, but even probably not that. I would have Netflix and chilled. So had I never went to Mexico, then that was my pushback, if you would. And I love that word. And had I never said, "Hey, wait a minute," and pushed back, left the country.
This is not how I want to live my life.
And then I'm just getting ready to give you my life.
Again?
Just give it to you. And it's mine.
Yeah.
So having left the country, that was the pushback in order to give my soul self time enough to now start being hard. It was always there.
Yeah, of course.
It was always there. But it's just quiet. Yeah. You can't hear it because you're constantly on the wheel. you know, and even Jesus said, who is, and I believe in Christ consciousness. That's
Yes.
New Earth living.
Yes.
That's the frequency. That's Christ
Yes.
consciousness. So, and he even said that the kingdom of God is within.
Thank you.
Not up there.
Thank you.
You know, and here's the thing with, you know, with me being, you know, growing up, you know, in the church, I never felt worthy enough. I could never give enough, praise enough, speak in tongues enough, worship enough. It would never be enough. It would just never be enough. But, and here's my thing. This is my awakened when I hit that spot of, whoa, this is something that, and it's in the book as well. See if this resonates with you. God in me, expressed in form as me, is experiencing itself through me. That's and right. Is me.
That's it.
I and my creator are one.
Yes, yes, yes.
I am one with all that is. And that's my that's my platform right there. And it's three principles that I live by, and that's non-judgment, non-attachment, and non-resistance.
That non-attachment is so important.
Yeah, that's a principle. But see, all that comes with your soul self teaches you all that. Yeah. Once, like I said, once I was handed over, and once I go inside, you know, once I go inside, you're taught all any and everything you ever wanted to know about anything, anybody, anywhere is on the inside.
Yes.
You just got to go. Just got to go in.
Because the creator is within and it knows all.
It knows all. Absolutely. Any and everything you want to know. That's right.
I have a saying, and when I'm working with people, and I get them to say that you work with the light, through the light, for the light, and by the light.
Ooh, I love that. You work with the light,
through the light, for the light, and by the light.
That's it. That's it. That's God in me, expressed as me. That's it. There we go. I hear you, light worker.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I say that to my people. Keep on saying that you work with the light, through the light, for the light, by the light. It doesn't matter which order you want to say it.
It doesn't matter, but it is. That's right. That's right. That's right. Expressing itself through me and is me.
That is it.
That's it.
That is it, and that is the challenge with the ego too.
Absolutely. Yes, that's the challenge.
Queen, you are beautiful.
You are as well, my sister. You are as well. I have enjoyed. I'm lit up right now. I just want you to know.
Yes.
I am lit up. And thank you for that.
Because when you hear somebody, and we've all come with our different gifts. We're not in competition.
Right. No, not at all. Not at all.
And we have all different things, and to enjoy it, to share it, encourage one another, because we have come here for something. And
that's right.
We have to do it. We have to give it out.
That's right. That's right.
It's wonderful. But I am so excited because of the education going into the schools where our children, where the alphas are, and they want us so badly. Because right now a lot of them are just going, and we've got to put them back.
Yeah. And I'm getting it in there through that social and emotional framework. That's the framework that I can get it in. You know, I'm not introducing anything new. You know, y'all have always had social and emotional intelligence, but this is a more innovative and creative way for Generation Alpha. And that's another thing. When I piloted the program, the teachers didn't, like I said, they putting out fires all day long. I get it, but you know, they didn't even know who they were teaching. in a sense. Do you know? Because I kind of trained them, on what to do, with the curriculum. And they didn't even know, do you know that, this is Gen Alpha? Do you know that they were the first to be fully born? And do you know that they're the children of do you know that they're going to be the largest generation in the history of the world, and that they are responsible for the conscious evolution? And check out their name, Alpha. What is Alpha? Beginning, right?
Alpha and the Omega.
Okay, Gen Alpha, your granddaughter, my grandson, they are alphas.
Yes.
They are the beginning of this conscious evolution that, yes, it's starting to take place. Yes, people are awakening, but they're going to drive it.
Yes.
They're going to drive it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been absolutely wonderful. Tell us about the names of your book. Tell us about your website. Tell us how people can connect with you. Come on, tell us.
All right, absolutely. I have a website. I have a nonprofit organization called Fula History and Genealogy Society in America. That's another thing that this trip I took to Africa, Guinea-Bissau, and discovered my ancestral, on my maternal side, village. I came back to the States. I created a nonprofit. So on that, it's called, the website is FulaAmerican.org. Fula, F-U-L-A, American.org. On that website, of course, there's all my nonprofit work, but then there's a tab that says 52 Insights, just to kind of give them a little bit more information on, 52 Insights. Then there's another tab for my publications, and, my books, Traveling Home Together, the workbook that goes with that, The Road to Well-Being. And then also, because when I first moved to Mexico, the first book I wrote was Considerations, A Guide for Moving Abroad. That one's on there. And so if they go there, they can connect with me. Also, check this out. My blog, I have a 16-chapter blog called My Soul's Journey Home. And that documents my trip to, finding out that maternally I'm Fula from Guinea-Bissau, West Africa, finding that out, taking that trip there, and then also going over to Egypt for some time. So that's documented with videos and pictures and written word. And so they might enjoy that. And it's entitled, get this, My Soul's Journey Home. So they might enjoy that blog. It's a little 16-chapter blog. So yeah, FulaAmerican.org. That's where they can find me. Okay.
You've got both of your books there. Please hold them up so that we can see them. Have you got your book?
Okay. Now this is Traveling Home Together. It also has a like I said, a workbook, because it's only 8 chapters, very small, but it's so meaty that, and you're going to need the practices and the exercises and things that help you, gain that bandwidth and then maintain it, that frequency, and then maintain it. This was Considerations of the Soul. Considerations, A Guide for Moving Abroad. It's my first book, got me into writing. And now this is not, the curriculum is not for sale or anything like that right now, because again, I'm in class. I'm taking this course. When it step back out, it's gonna step back out the right way. But I did get a chance to pilot it. And then The Road to Well-Being is on there, and that just talks about the 6 aspects that make up the totality of our well-being: spiritual, financial, emotional, mental, social, and emotional. Did I say emotional? Anyway, there's 6 aspects that make up the totality of our well-being, and they can be healthy or unhealthy, balanced or unbalanced, and just some characteristics about what a healthy one looks like and what an unhealthy one looks like. And then again, some exercises and things in there to let's get that balance. Talks about distractions, how we can get and stay distracted get and stay on that. And you know, I tell you this too, a lot of people who are awakening and they can find themselves off the wheel, but there's many that will stay stuck on that wheel.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Queen, before we say goodbye, leave us with some gold nugget or two that you would like to share with our viewers that you feel will help them along their journey.
Okay. I'm just going to go with the second quote in the book.
Yeah.
And it simply says, a rainy day has no built-in meaning, whether it's good or bad. It only depends on the meaning you give it. What have you been given meaning to lately? And I like to leave your listeners with that question. What have you been given meaning to lately?
Because what it's saying is that every situation we find ourselves in, it is how we look at it, how we perceive it, and what we do with it.
Yes, girl, yes.
So for the viewers, if that was a bit there, I've just explained it to you. So for all those who have joined us today, thank you so much. I hope and I know you've enjoyed this and you've got nuggets and you realize that Earth is moving, mankind is moving, the Creator is not asleep, everything is working out as it should be. And yes, we have challenges because negativity doesn't want to let go, but it's going to have to. So let's all wake up, encourage one another, because we're all connected. I know we all can't move at the same pace, but hey, let's give those nuggets out so we can all stand up and try and do our best, and we'll help at different ways. So once again, Queen, thank you so much for being with us today. I really do appreciate it. And to all our visitors, Queen in Mexico, me in Slovakia at this moment. Next couple of weeks, I'll be back in London. So thank you all and bye for now. Bye.